The day started off pretty normal. I got up at a pretty average time, as always. I had my Danville pajama shirt where I cut the collar and had to change into my normal school clothes, of course. We finally put up our Christmas tree, and with the new lights, it actually looks pretty good instead of all messy. We left way later than I was supposed to. My classes start at 8:50 if you don't already know. And the morning was all cloudy and rainy, which wasn't, ideal, but I had to deal with it. And I didn't mind it too much, actually. We got new music and orchestra. The rest of my classes were pretty normal, though. In my English, we had Hamlet, and in chemistry, we just kept reviewing. Monday, we got a little extra time to study and review before exams actually started, which would come up the next day. My ASL teacher started a 2025 board for New Year's resolutions, and we worked on our review for that class. But of course, we all get bored at some point, and I just ended up watching my friend play Genshin Impact.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Okay.
For lunch, I wanted to get back some hours in my orchestra class, but he wasn't even there, unfortunately. So I ended up just sitting in my ASL room for lunch, like I usually do. Later that day when I got home, I just wanted something easy, so I ended up having this pizza. And I didn't really study that night, even though I should have, because Tuesday was coming up. The morning was kind of slow. We got up later than we usually do, again, but at least this time I had a decent breakfast, and it was still rainy and cloudy, but that would clear up by the next day anyway. In English, me and my friend played one of our mini hangman games, and when our ASL exams rolled around, me and my friend both got straight 100s. I actually got to go to orchestra for lunch today, too. Not my best work, though. When it came time for my AP exam, none of the Wi-Fi was working. Apparently, one of the fiber cables in neighboring cities got cut, so no one really took their 6th period exams. So we ended up just watching the Lorax instead. Which you could argue is pretty economic. 8th period was the same boring situation, except that my teacher brought his PS4, and him and some of the students played some Smash Bros. And I ended up having pizza again because it was just easy. I woke up at an insanely late hour, or early, however you look at it. So I didn't actually get a lot of sleep and ended up being late again. In ASL, we ended up just watching Jurassic World since we already took our exams. And lunch were these very mediocre tamales. These last few days, I didn't even get a lot of footage because the days were going by so fast. But I had to take my orchestra stuff home, of course. The last 2 days were half days, and we got out at around 1, so I took a really long nap and woke up way too late, but just in time for my mom to bring us back some food. And I would have shown my grades here, but I realized I wanted to wait till I got everything. I woke up super early again, but decided to use this time to study, unlike earlier in the week. And this was about the time it was when I finally finished. I was lucky that I got up early enough to get some actual breakfast, unlike the other days in my week. I tried to get a little fit check, even though I missed a few of them, but it was so dark that you couldn't really see anything. I guess it's that early morning brain fog. But like I said, I got some coffee and some popcorn from my chemistry teacher for finishing the exam, and even added a little keffiyeh to my outfit. But when I was leaving, there was a whole bird in the building. Somehow that's not out of the ordinary. My popcorn made it over to lunch where we had these rock-hard tater tots, and it was like I blinked and I was already on my way home. Even though I hadn't gotten some of my final grades yet, I was heading home feeling like I was accomplished. I felt confident in what I did, and I had nothing to worry about. At least, not too much.